Okay, now in the next part, you have functions, okay? These are not hard. You're actually going in reverse, okay? What these say you can't see because of staple in the way, but this word means input. All these say f, and then the little circle g of x equals 3 times the square root of x minus 2. The square root goes along the whole x minus 2. Now, what we have to do now is come up with the two separate functions that could be composed to make that. It's actually pretty easy. The function in this is a square root, okay? Now, you circle the expression on the inside, okay, just the inside, and that's going to be the g. That was what was put in for the variable. Now, outside, you're going to have 3, and then you're going to put your square root, but instead of x minus 2, you're going to put just x in there. That's all you do. Now, you don't have to take notes in this part, just watch. So if I started with the f and replace my x, I would replace it, if I worked it forward, I'd replace it with x minus 2. So it'd be 3 square root x minus 2. Okay, next time. F of g of x equals 5 times the quantity x minus 4 to the second power minus 4. So the quantity, okay, is a second power. Now the function is a second power. So you take the inside expression, and that's your g. Okay, now the rest of it, you're going to write 5. Then instead of this, you're just going to put x. You can put it in parentheses or not. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then the second power minus 4. That's all you do. Okay. F input g of x equals 5, and this time we have an absolute value function of x minus 2 plus 3. So the inside expression of the function is x minus 2. That's my g. So I have 5, and then the absolute value, but instead of an x minus 2, we're just going to put an x in there, and then plus 3. Okay. F of g of x equals the square root of x minus 7. So inside the function, we got x minus 7. Inside expression of the function. In the function, I don't have any outside operations, so I just make my square root, and instead of x minus 7, I just put x. Okay. Really a pretty simple process. Okay, next one. F of g of x equals the cubed root of x minus 6. So x minus 6 is the expression inside, and now I make a function. It's a cubed root this time. Instead of x minus 6, I just put x. So if I wrote that out, I would replace the x with x minus 6. Okay, and that would take me back here. Okay, f of g of x equals 3 times the absolute value of x minus 4. And then f of x and g of x. Okay, so we have our x minus 4. And you got 3. Absolute value, instead of x minus 4, you're just going to put x. Okay, that's all you do. Okay, next one, we have a quantity to the third power. So the function is a third power. So x minus 4. Now you can make a parentheses or not, doesn't matter. X to the third. With those powers, it doesn't really matter. With the okay, next one, x plus 3. So I have 5, and you can put your x in parentheses or not, doesn't matter. To the second, minus 7. Okay. All right, now in the second part of this, if you want to pause the video and do 1 through 4, you can. It shouldn't take long. We're finding something called the inverse relation. This is more of a trig concept. If you're not taking trig, too bad. You still need to do it. Here's how you find an inverse. First, you switch the x and y. Then you get the y by itself. Okay, so I switch the x and y. X goes where y is, y goes where x is. Okay. Now, we get rid of the y. You got a times 8 and a minus 1. Okay? So you have to first get rid of the minus 1 with a plus 1. Then we're going to divide by 8. Okay? So plus 1. Now we just put x plus 1, so it's x plus 1 equals 8 times y. It's not 1x. Okay, 1x means x times 1. When you plus 1, you just leave it plus. Now you divide both sides by 8, and that means the entire side by 8. So there we go. Y is by itself. It equals x plus 1 over 8, the quantity x plus 1 over 8. Okay, same thing on the next one. Switch the x and the y. Now isolate the y. It's got a times negative 20, a plus 3, so minus 3. So that's just going to be x minus 3, and then negative 20 times y. Now we get rid of the times with divide. And there we have it. Okay, you can't really simplify that because you don't know x. So y equals quantity x minus 3 over negative 20. Okay, next problem. Y equals 2x to the third power minus 7. Switch the x and the y. Now you got three operations on the x side. You got a times, you got a power, I'll put a little caret there, and then a minus 7. So you get rid of the minus 7 with plus 7. Then you get rid of the times 2 with the divide by 2. Now you get rid of a third power with a cubed root. So I plus 7. Now I'm at x plus 7 equals 2 times y to the third power. Then I divide by 2. Okay, so x plus 7 over 2 equals y to the third power. Now I get rid of my third power by making a cubed root. You just put a cubed root on the other side. Now y is by itself, and it equals the entire cubed root. Cubed root's over the entire expression of x plus 7 over 2. By the way, if you had to graph that, you'd do a cubed root, and then y equals x to the second power minus 6. So x, and then y to the second minus 6. Now we have to get rid of the minus 6. There's no times operation, so we'll plus 6, and we get rid of a second power with a square root. Okay, that's a second power. So plus 6, so x plus 6 equals y to the second power. And you get rid of a second power with a square root. That gets rid of the second power. Remember, a root and a power cancel. So we have y equals the square root of x plus 6. Okay, y equals 7x plus 3. Okay, alright, so I switch x and y. You're not really doing any calculations here. Okay, so you got times and plus. Okay, so I got a minus 3 first. Then I divide by 7. There's no power, so I don't need to make a radical. No root. Divide each side by the 7. Now the y is by itself. Y equals x minus 3, quantity x minus 3 over 7. That means the entire x plus minus 3 is over 7. Okay, y equals 8x minus 1. Okay, I just did that one earlier, so I'm going to cross it out. Not sure why I put it twice. Y equals 4 times x to the power of 3 plus 7. So we get rid of the plus 7 first with a minus 7. We get rid of the times 4 with a divide by 4. And we get rid of the third power with a cubed root. Minus 7, so it's going to be, oops, I forgot to switch it, my bad. That is my bad. Okay, minus 7, minus 7. Then divide each side by your 4. So you have x minus 7 over 4 equals y to the third power. Now we do a cubed root. Gets rid of the power. So now y is by itself. We have a cubed root over the entire expression x minus 7 over 4. Okay, last problem. Y equals x to the fourth plus 10. So x equals y to the fourth plus 10. So you got a power and a plus 10, no times, so you minus 10, you You won't have to divide, then you get rid of your fourth power with a fourth root. Okay. Okay. There you go.